Welcome to the King's Arms in festive Brentford for a Sky Motoring Weekly Christmas special.
We'll be looking back on the highlights of the past year.
And looking ahead to 2009.
So Owen, which new car impressed you most in 2008?
Well, we've done some really good cars this year, but for me it's got to be the new Volkswagen Scirocco. I just think it's a really good all-round car. It looks fantastic, drives really well, it's even quite affordable.
And it's more than just a Golf in a posh frock.
Yeah.
How about you, John?
Can I have two? Because I'd go with two extremes basically. The first one I'd go for is the Nissan GTR. I know it's only out next year, but we've had a bit of a run around in it. And it's just amazing. The speed that you can take through corners in that is just incredible. And then the second one, I'd probably have to say my Mini Clubman long-termer, you know. I know this is a bit of a weird one, but, right, 1.6 litre diesel engine, it does 109 grams per kilometre. I'm consistently doing 58 mpg on my run from Birmingham to London. It's a really affordable way to keep motoring in the current climate.
It's not very fast though.
No, I suppose that's going to be your car of the year, isn't it?
I know it's a real cliche, but Lamborghini Gallardo 564. All of us enjoyed driving it around a circuit recently.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's just the noise, and I know it's almost kind of a bit naff to say it, but it's such a good car.
In other news, alternative fuels became a bit of a big deal in 2008. We had the Tesla Roadster. Last week you were in the Mitsubishi i-MiEV.
That's right, John, probably the first proper electric car to actually arrive in the UK.
Don't forget the Mini E. And what about the Chevrolet Volt?
Yeah, I mean, the problem for me with the normal electric cars is that once they run out of charge, you've got to go back home, which kind of defeats the objects of personal transport. But the Volt is a plug-in hybrid, so you can plug it in overnight and charge up the batteries, and that'll take you about 50 miles, which is probably enough for most people's commutes. But then if you go outside that, you can't be asked to plug it in. It's got a normal combustion engine as well. So I think that's more of a feature than just straightforward battery power.
Yeah.
I'm just chuffed that everybody's moving away from that thing that we called the G-Whiz.
That was one of the worst moments
Bag of
of the year.
balls. Absolutely terrible.
Broken down.
Have you run out of juice?
No, it's broken down.
Not only did I feel monumentally unsafe, but of course it broke down.
And that was after what, like 15 miles it ran out of juice?
Just a terrible, terrible car. I mean, we're not against green cars.
No.
It's just they've got to be properly executed. That is appalling.
Yeah.
No, it's not all about the cars, is it not? It's what you're in, where you are and where you're going to. So Alistair, what was your most memorable drive of the year?
Oh, I'm afraid it had to be driving the Ferrari across India, because it was such a sort of ridiculous, incongruous concept.
Yeah, it was a really tough job that, wasn't it?
It was when you got the, I should put it, the runs. Trust me, 10 hours in the back of a Ferrari 612 with the runs, clutching some toilet paper in about 40-degree heat.
Bit of Delhi belly.
Last time I got the runs in India, I lost 5 kilos in 4 days. It's not all glamour.
I'm still not feeling any sympathy for a bloke that spent 3 weeks in India driving a Ferrari 612.
Yeah, runs aside, it was a pretty special trip.
John, what about you?
I'd have to say XK120 in Paris. I'm a bit of a Jag man, obviously, but there is no better noise than an XK engine. It's just unbelievable. I was so nervous at first though, because I mean this car, it's won countless things, Tulip Rally, Alpine Gold Cup. It's just absolutely priceless. It's part of the heritage fleet. I just can't believe they let me drive it. So yeah, it was amazing. Arc de Triomphe was a slightly nervous patch there, I have to say.
Owen?
Well, for me, it's a bit of an odd one really, because it was in the new Porsche 911 Carrera 4S with a PDK gearbox.
Terrible gearbox.
Peduncan Donkel.
Peduncan Dinkin. And it was in the middle of the night, then one of my favourite roads. It was the first time that I'd driven the new 911, the first time I really got to grips with it, but it was the fact that it was in the middle of the night, there was no one else around, nobody else to see that I was driving a bright yellow Porsche, which was probably quite good.
Yellow seatbelts.
Yeah, it was just a combination of a great car, great roads and nowhere to go.
And it just goes to show you don't have to be dangling off the Andes with your balls on fire to enjoy your motoring. And of course we had so much fun in our 75 quid Rover this year.
Oh, the Rover, the 220 GSI. Oh, I did love that car.
And John, you were so emotional, you even recorded a little farewell video.
Oh, it was a sad moment for me, boys. Really sad. See you later, Rover. Thank God for that. It was a good year for Lewis Hamilton, youngest Formula 1 world champion ever, and he's British.
But my driver of the year, Sebastian Loeb, 5 times World Rally Championship. Then he went and tested a Formula 1 car and was very quick. I think he's going to do Le Mans next year with a good chance of winning.
My driver of the year would be Alan McNish. What was he, 44, something like that?
Something like that.
Won Le Mans again. Fantastic. He's had a great career.
And it's been a bad year for, well, the entire car industry. I mean, not only are GM and Chrysler facing bailouts, Ford's in huge trouble, even Toyota announcing huge losses.
Bad times.
It's going to get worse before it gets better too.
Next 6 months are going to be really tough. Well, the whole motor industry might be facing a Carmageddon, but there's still some exciting motors to look forward to. I mean, what's your tip for 2009?
Do you know what? I'm really looking forward to driving the new Nissan Cube, that boxy,
Cool
asymmetric. It's very cool, and I think it's very much of the times. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to that.
I'm going to have to say the Ford Focus RS, mega obvious one, but it's going to be very interesting to find out if they can make 300 brake horsepower go through the front wheels without any drama.
No way.
Exactly.
I don't see it.
Exactly. I mean, you've got some real good competition as well, still in the face of the Mitsubishi Evo and Subaru Impreza, both four-wheel drive still. It's going to be tough competition.
But back in the real world, there's two little cars that I'm excited about. Citroen C3 Picasso. Citroen's on a roll at the moment, looks terrific.
Look, great cars, yeah.
And also Kia Soul. I mean, Kia is a brand that's really, really on a roll, and that thing looks terrific.
It does. They both look really funky little family cars.
I mean, the Proceed came out this year, and that really impressed us, didn't it? Yeah. So the Kia Soul is just even more stylish. They're just getting more confident as they go on, aren't they?
So that's it for 2008. All that's left is for everyone at Sky Motoring to wish you a Merry Christmas.
And Happy New Year!